Oh, hello, and welcome to Aldenterigamortis. I'm Review Cultist.
And I'm Dr. Leviathan.
And we're here to discuss those internet stories most creepy and most pasta. Tonight we have... Her name was Emma. So for those of you just tuning in, creepypasta, go Google it. But essentially it's creepy campfire stories that get copied and pasted across the internet.
Although, it seems like they're all compiled in, one of 3 places.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are other places. That's just where we go. There are other places. Just these ones...
That's where I go, because...
Yeah, it's true. But, they get collected in the places we visit. But they do end up everywhere. So, this one in particular is on the NoSleep Reddit forum. And so you can go check it there. There's also a good reading of it by... Notes... by Evilredkilla. That's Evilred.
I'm pretty
Killa.
Pretty sure you don't need to spell Evilredkilla.
Alright. On YouTube. And so go check it out, and we'll get right into the rundown of this one. So this one starts off, this girl named... hell is it not?
Charlotte,
but
thank
you.
By God, it's the end of the story by the time they tell you.
They keep calling her Lot because...
Well, they call her Lot once, or twice.
Yeah.
Most of the time, because she's narrating, most of the time she's not referred to.
Yeah. So...
And it's just I was Lot? How is that? That's clearly short form?
But is it Scarlet or Charlotte? Yeah.
But it's not... a short form, maybe that's because I never knew anyone named Charlotte, but that just doesn't seem like a short form that you should be using
for that. For
something that lots of people who don't know you, Charlotte, are reading.
Yeah.
Personal opinion.
Yeah. So it's her describing her clique of friends when they were in grade school, and how there was a practical joke in quotes named Emma, where she was grabbing her food or her lunch one day at the cafeteria, and she walked over to their lunch table, and one of her friends said, "It's hey, Lot, meet Emma." It's she just moved in, and Charlotte was looking around, couldn't see anybody or where to look, and it kind of got a little awkward for a minute, and then she just kind of timidly says "Hello, Emma," and everybody seemed to be relieved and stuff. And then they incorporated this invisible, as far as Charlotte could tell, non-existent person into their group of friends, it was an imaginary friend kind of thing. And so she figured that this was some kind of practical joke that they were playing on her because they do this all the time kind of thing. And they stuck with it pretty much till sophomore year of high school.
No, till senior.
Oh, sophomore.
Yeah. It was senior.
Yeah, senior year, sorry. Till senior year of high school. And, it goes into, detail about, stuff they did during that 7 years.
Some of it, but not all of it.
Not all of it, but some of it.
Because... yeah, there's some shit that we're going to talk about later.
Oh, okay. And it kind of frustrates Charlotte for most of those 7 years, but also it kind of feels kind of comforting. She's kind of conflicted and about it because it was kind of cool having this invisible non-existent friend, but it also felt like she was the butt of everybody's joke. And so it's by the end of the point, she's finally something just a small thing snaps. And she loses it while they're at a pool party thing. And she goes and kicks the spot where Emma's supposed to be.
First she freaks out at her friends, and she's like, okay, the joke's over. It's not funny anymore. It's been 7 goddamn years.
You guys have I've been the butt of your joke for almost 10 years. I've had it with this bullshit. Emma's not real. And then they're just all looking at her kind of worried and weirded out. They're what are you talking about? It's and then one of them's even trying to comfort Emma, and all she's doing is just comforting the air. And so Charlotte flips out, goes over to where the spot is, slips while she goes to kick Emma, drops on the ground, hits her head on the concrete. There's blood everywhere. She's blacking out, but she's just kicking and stuff. And then she wakes up in the hospital with a concussion, and her friends are there, her parents are there. Her parents leave. Her friends come over and say it's like apologize and stuff, and she kind of apologizes too for all of it. And then at this point,
they drift apart.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. They drift apart, and she goes on her own way. Goes to university or college. Gets a boyfriend. Gets into an animal shelter to work. And it's about 4 years until she meets another classmate from back then that wasn't one of her friends, and they get talking, and she's actually moving back into their old town.
And this other classmate lives in her building. Shock of shocks, and I'm just baffled how they never saw each other.
I know, yeah, exactly. It's just plot convenience.
You say convenience, I say contrivance.
Yeah. And while they're talking and having coffee, she notices there's a yearbook, and she didn't actually get her yearbook that year, or for that year that she just kind of drifted off, because she just kind of cut herself off from everything. But
maybe she just didn't want a fucking yearbook. Fair
enough. And so she goes and checks it out and sees what she looked like, or what they looked like when they were kids, and realizes that it was dedicated to Emma. And I was like, what? Was there another Emma there? And then she goes through it and finds a photo of her group of friends, the Unbreakable Six, which is what they called themselves. And boom, there is a sixth girl there that she has never seen before, but matches the description that one of her friends mentioned about Emma. So she kind of freaks out a little, freaks out a lot, actually. Doesn't freak out at this classmate, but after this revelation, goes back to her apartment, and ultimately calls up her old friends and tells them to meet at this Starbucks in their small town. And so they go to the Starbucks, and she just straight up asks them, it's like, Emma was real. Who is Emma? Kind of thing. And so they try to spin off and say, well, Emma wasn't real. It's like, no, bullshit. Emma was real. He lays down the photo of her. And it's like, who was Emma? It's like, and so they go into this whole thing about how she killed Emma that day when she went and kicked her and got the concussion, because she kicked her a bunch of times and she fell in the pool and they couldn't save her. So she freaks out again, goes to the bathroom, cries a lot, comes back when she's gotten calmed down, and says that she wants to
dig up the body
and not call herself in. What the fuck am I trying to say?
Herself
Thank
in?
you. I could not. Wow. It's dude. Okay, this is my.
No, I don't care. I don't care. There's no excuse for that.
Thanks. She wants to turn herself in. So but she also wants to dig up the body, and they're all the one girl is all for it because she fucking hates Charlotte like fucking nobody's business.
I mean, she did fucking
kill somebody,
murder a person in front of her. I don't know.
She does explain that she never saw her, she never heard her.
And that sounds like a totally believable thing.
Really?
Are you looking at the disbelieving look on my face?
True. Yeah, no, it was such a a weird and so anyway,
they go to the fucking grave, digging it up, and
the two girls that are helping her jump back in disgust, and she just starts laughing and crying, tears of joy or insanity, I don't know, as she stares into an empty grave, while the others are reacting as if there's a body there, but she can't see it. So that's the end of the story. I liked the ideas in the story. I liked there's when I was reading it and when I was listening to the reading of it, there was a nice little a nice vibe to it, a really creepy kind of atmosphere. I can't really describe it. But I got this kind of the same kind of feeling that you get when you're watching old horror movies. So I really enjoyed it for that. But there were little things in it that kind of threw me out of it, little details that really I don't know why they were kind of just tossed in there for I guess they were tossed in there at random, when she was describing what her lunch was in the cafeteria and how she had a pint of orange juice and she hated milk, so that's why she's so small. I don't know, it's just little things.
It's like using the nickname Lot for Charlotte. It's little things that in an edit you would cut.
Exactly, yeah. It felt like there were some things that should have been, like, looked over and it's like, did you really need this here? Or, yeah.
It's because, our wee person who hates who hates milk, so drinks orange juice, is named Charlotte, who wrote this.
Yeah.
That's the best I can come up with.
Yeah, is that they're drawing from their real life.
Or they know someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's...
Yeah.
It's kind of just superfluous. It doesn't really bother me. It's just kind of there.
It's kind of nitpicky, but it's... Also, just the ending was like, wait, what? So she still can't see Emma, even though she can see it in a photo. So her friends aren't lying to her, or aren't jesting, or like joking around with her. She's just got something weird with her sensory that she can't see this person. Or
yeah,
like
it's fucked up.
Like I wasn't sure if she was like schizophrenic or if her friends were all like had or like we're all like kind of like there's something wrong with them, but that's not the case because there's photographic evidence of this person.
Well, so and there's a fucking yearbook dedicated.
No, that's what I mean. Like, so like it wasn't that. That's that. I first went to that and I was
it's
like,
not just that there's photographic evidence; it's that everyone else saw her. Now, here's my big question: was there a seat in class that moved on its own? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do mention it's like
no, they don't.
No.
Really
they do mention like the presence disappearing, and at first I thought it was just like wait, so they hand it to the invisible air and suddenly it just vanishes, but no, they disappear. Sorry, yeah, it's just some of the like that part was like I wasn't really sure how like she wasn't describing like how this invisible thing was like interacting or like properly.
Well, That's not it, because she was describing it as though it didn't interact at all.
Yeah.
But clearly, it had to be.
Yeah.
Once you get to the end, this non-entity...
Like, everybody else knew
had to be interacting with everyone, had to... Like, the teacher had to have called on Emma in class.
Yeah.
Like, other people would have said the name Emma.
I know.
In your presence.
And yet she recalls,
there's nothing. But her friends say Emma, and she, there's just no reason for it to be that way, except for the fact that it is. And, it's kind of a cool idea until you think about it just a little bit.
Yeah. Again, I remember, reading it, and she's saying, that it was mainly her group of friends that talked about Emma, nobody else really talked about her, and then yet when she gets older,
but
everybody knew about her.
The school, the seat in class, the teacher, has to call on Emma periodically. She has to say that. I'm not saying that it's a rule. I'm just saying it's going to fucking happen,
especially in that whatever year, how many years? 7 years of of schooling. At one point, during those classes, she should have been called out,
Yeah, when Emma jumped in the fucking water, in the pool, did the water not splash?
Yeah.
There are lots of reasons why this story doesn't work.
Yeah, there's lots of details that are missing, and there's lots of details that are kind of just added at random that maybe should have been cut in the first draft.
You say that, but they bugged you for something.
I don't know why it bugged me. Just it just kind of it pulled me out. It just felt like they were kind of unnecessary. I don't know.
Maybe because they were trying to educate you.
I don't think so.
No. Eat a dick. But yeah, I don't the whole premise. Once you get to the ending, it's just the premise is completely just full of holes.
Oh yeah.
But if you don't, that's only if you think about it. If you don't think about it, it's kind of fun. And for me, the ending was a little kind of lackluster. I think it would have been
cool if it would actually...
a lot better if she saw this person for the first time, because seeing the pictures, I don't know, broke the fucking spell or whatever.
Yeah, so whatever that was.
She saw her and was like, "Oh my god, I'm a fucking murderer."
Yeah, no, that would have been good. But that's not what we got.
Instead we just get this kind of oh, you still can't see her, so what do you do now?
Can everybody else see her? Is it just her group of friends that can see her, or
Well, no,
and like obviously
clearly
like,
everyone who can.
And like obviously the cop. Like, that's another thing. Like, man, these kids were like like just innovative in like hiding this body. Because like the cops showed up and like they immediately like hid all the evidence after what happened.
The evidence wouldn't be that hard to hide. You just gotta get hide the body somewhere
Far away.
Because
which is what
our friend was horsing around at the poolside and fell and cracked her head. Bam! There's your explanation for the blood.
Yeah. That's
so.
True.
Like, any evidence can be explained as long as it's, not, looked at in a lab, which, why the hell would it be?
Yeah.
And they did try and explain why the cops were just like, meh, missing child.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it still seems like lazy-ass fucking police work, but I guess there are, I guess these are things that do exist.
Yeah.
But yeah, just
I did like the like when they were going to like the derelict park. Like at first I kept thinking it was like an actual like open park, and then I realized, oh no, it's a wooded park that they're going into. But I don't know, I just like there were some details I really enjoyed, like when they were when she was describing like where they buried like Emma originally or initially was. I don't know, just, like, again, like, I'd recently seen a movie that kind of had a lot of, like, imagery that I was kind of, like, adding into this to... Because I was, like when in my theater of the mind, it was going, like, very, like, 80s or 90s, like, kind of horror movie or slasher flick kind of thing. Not slasher flick, but, like, horror movie or something where, like, the character isn't sure what's going on. But, yeah, I liked some of the details that came in with the setting for it.
You can't just pick and choose. You gotta take the whole thing together. Oh, I don't like details. I like the details.
I hate you.
No, you don't. You love me. Because I'm a precocious scamp.
Anything else to say?
Well, I was definitely not expecting this to go in the route that Emma was a real person.
Yeah.
I was definitely expecting her to be something... But I was expecting her to be, like, a spirit or, you know, some sort of ethereal entity. And, like, all of her friends were, able to see her, and she wasn't, like everyone else in the world. Like, she couldn't, but she was kind of on the note. It would have been... Mm-hmm. I don't know. That one would have almost been like Frailty, where, Matthew McConaughey can see the demons, but no one else can.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, it's like, is he crazy or isn't he?
Yeah.
And this kind of would have been like, is she the sane one, or is she the Nutter Butters one?
Yeah.
Are her friends, like,
that's
coven of witches?
Yeah.
Like, it could have...
That's kind of where I was going, like, by the end of this one anyway. It was just like, who the fuck's crazy in this fucking in the story? And then
Charlotte.
Yeah, clearly.
There's no debate.
There's something definitely off about Charlotte now, as we've discovered. But yeah.
Well, Charlotte's the abnormal one because she can't see a human being, but she can see
everybody
pictures
else
of them, but she doesn't notice when this person interacts with them.
Yeah, it's like, really weird.
Again, when you think about it too hard, like, it's just completely implausible that this could be a thing.
Yeah.
Because you can't go to school for 7 years with someone and not see them.
And completely ignore them. Well, and apparently, like,
not just ignore them, but
like,
just
straight up
see them and see no evidence of their passing. I mean, like, did none of them have to, give an oral report at any point? So that would have been a weird fucking 5 minutes for Charlotte. Just like, really, what are you guys listening to? I don't understand this.
It's like, really? Is everybody out to get me? Like, honestly, I think that's probably what pushed her over the edge, is the fact that the entire world seemed to be fucking...
But
there was no context
there's
of that.
No telling of anyone else outside of the group of friends interacting with Emma.
Yeah.
And that's a problem, because there's no way that that's the case.
Yeah, like... Unless she's, like, got some weird, like... again,
as tight-knit a group of friends as you can be,
you're going to notice the rest of the world.
Well, the rest of the world is going to notice you. Yeah. Like, there's going to be interaction going both ways there. And, because of that, it just completely... That is what takes me out of the story. That being said, you don't know that that's the case in the first read-through, so you're kind of like waiting for the ghost, angle or whatever, or, whatever the angle could be.
Yeah.
Because it could literally be, like any number of any one of a whole bunch of possibilities. Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay, what's it going to be? Which one's it going to be? And then this thing comes out of left field, and you never thought about it, probably because it's impractical.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, well, that's out of left field. So kudos to that. And then when the first time I read that was where I stopped my thought process. I was like, well, that's out of left field. I did not see this coming. And then I'm like, well, why can't she see her now? She's already fucking seen her. I was a little annoyed there. Mm-hmm. That really bugged me. Because it would have been a really dark moment for her to, like, realize, holy shit, I have taken a human life.
Yeah.
I do not know what to think anymore.
Something is wrong with me, or I am sick, kind of thing. Like, for her to be, completely subconsciously ignore this person from existence, and then, because of that, murder her. Like, that would have fucking probably thrown her over the edge. Which would have been...
kills all of the rest of her friends, and then she just, lays down in a big old pile of dead bodies. Like, oh, Rickles.
Oh, wow.
And then the police find her, and she's all like, sleepaway camp. Yeah! Except without the penis.
Nice. Yeah.
I don't know. Also, I obviously went to a comedic length there, but
this could have gone really dark really fast,
and it would have really been enhanced by it. Yeah. It would have made you one less likely to look at the the story that you've read and find all of the plot holes.
Yeah. Okay. Also, they're having this conversation about how she killed somebody in a Starbucks. And it's not even they're even hushed tones. I'm pretty sure they unless they will transition somewhere else, but we never hear the story doesn't really mention anything about the transition. So they're still in the Starbucks when they're talking about we had to bury the person.
I don't go to Starbucks very often.
It's much like a Tim Hortons.
So hold on, let me finish.
Sorry, I apologize.
But I'm assuming it's just a bunch of I'm assuming that every other patron in the place is just too busy wrapped up in their cappuccino foam picture that the barista, drew for them, or fucking writing their screenplay on their hipster laptop that's just like every other hipster laptop in the fucking place.
Yeah.
To really take note of these women talking about the fact that, yeah, bitch, you straight up murdered a person and the four of us covered it up.
Fair enough, yeah. I mean, yeah, and I guess there's no waitresses because they're always at the desk. You actually have to go to them. So, yeah, I guess I can see it now. I don't know.
Really, because I really just took that as an opportunity to dig at Starbucks and hipsters and.
Oh, bullshit. I know you did.
Okay,
and I appreciate it because I don't really care for Starbucks either. But I just find it funny that they're just in the middle of this coffee shop and just blatantly talking about.
Well, what would you prefer? Meeting in car garage or parking garage late at night, trench coats and fedoras?
Yes.
Smoking cigarettes?
Yes, but that's because I run 1920s Call of Cthulhu games. Anyway. But yeah, no, I just think, maybe, it's all right, they meet at the Starbucks, and then maybe go outside or something, or, go somewhere a little bit more inconspicuous. I don't know. It just seemed a little, maybe you shouldn't be, ranting about how you killed somebody and buried and covered up all the evidence, in public. Maybe go to somebody's house.
Oh, yeah, so their family can hear it.
I'm sure one of
You're
them...
far more likely to be overheard in your own home than out in public.
All right, fine. Fair enough. Anyways.
It's called hiding in plain sight. People don't take notice of things that don't directly involve them most of the time.
Or they subconsciously... Yeah, or if they hear something, they just I'm just going to keep drinking my coffee and forget.
Or they just don't hear it.
Fair enough. All right.
People tend to be fucking pretty goddamn self-involved. And I'm not saying I'm, some sort of an exception. I'm just saying, this is a thing. So, you know, like, I don't listen at the table beside me. If it's loud enough that I hear it, which I do understand these people, I kind of felt the same way. I'm just playing devil's advocate because, you know, I'm a dick.
You like to play commentary.
But, yeah, because I was like, oh, you know, you're just kind of sitting in a Starbucks, having this out. You know, one of you is getting up and running to the bathroom to cry hysterically, like...
Yeah.
Maybe you should just, I don't know, switch to decaf.
Yeah. Also, apparently one of them's in there long enough that one of the other patrons is banging on the door to use it.
Yeah. Yeah. Not really being inconspicuous people.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you are right on that. Like, they are just...
Like, she slams it down to enough so that, like, coffee spills.
Yeah.
And...
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe everyone's at the, you know, other Starbucks across the street.
Because there's always another one nearby. Yeah. But yeah, so... I honestly don't know what to give this one to this week.
Yeah, I liked it, regardless. Like, I mean, my first instinct on this one, when I finished reading it, was, that was fun.
Yeah.
It entertained me. It wasn't until, like, reflecting on it later, and I was like, man, this thing just all over the place, doesn't make fucking sense. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'd honestly recommend it. Maybe I'm just getting soft in my old age. I don't know. I don't know. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I didn't, you know, like, I finished it and I was done. The only thing I really came up with was, you know, it would have ended way better if it had of, you know, bam, I murdered a person.
Yeah, and I just couldn't see them, but yeah. It would have been, yeah, that would have been strong. I'd say, okay, then I'd probably go with, I'd recommend it for read it, like, the first time. Like, for a first-time read.
Well, it's like anything that has a twist ending.
Yeah.
You really can only experience it once, because any future experience of it, you already know what the twist is, so you're just like, okay, what a twist.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you can't watch M. Night Shyamalan films more than once.
Yeah, or once if you're a cognitive individual.
Oh. I actually like most of his films, but anyway. Yeah, so I guess that's it for this week, is go check it out. It's on Reddit, it's NoSleep. Actually, the comments are hilarious. I found some of the comments kind of funny, because it's just like, oh man, it's like, my name's Emma too. It's like, and then some of the other like responding ones, like, oh man, it's so weird. Like, how did somebody post without any like content? And like, it's kind of weird that somebody posted like, how do you post with like no username and blah blah blah, and this went down and, like, they just kind of like tried to play off like those jokes of like that the person posting doesn't actually exist kind of thing, or is being ignored. So, not all of them. I'm not saying all of the comments are funny, but I did get a chuckle when I went down and started looking through them. So there's that too. But yeah, you can also check it out by Evilredkilla on YouTube. Does a excellent reading of it. No sound, no music or anything like that, but just a straight read. So go check that out. And that's it for the show tonight. So if you liked what you heard, have some comments or questions. You can leave them in the comment section wherever this gets posted, whether it be on Kiwi6, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr. You can send us a review on iTunes. That would be awesome of you. We are also on Twitter, so at Dr. Leviathan and at Review Cultist. So send us tweets, and we will definitely reply. And you can also send us emails at aldenterigamortis@gmail.com. That's aldenterigamortis@gmail.com. Where you can also send us suggestions for other creepypastas you'd like us to discuss on the show. So, until next time, I have been your host, Review Cultist.
And I'm still Dr. Leviathan.
And this has been Al Dente Rigamortis. Sleep well. and we're here to discuss those internet stories. Sorry, I don't know why.
Apparently, I am that fucking hilarious. Do I have something on my face?
No, it's not that. I don't know why I just started laughing. I don't know. Started laughing. I don't know. Started laughing. I don't know. Started laughing. I don't know.